Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, how are you today? Hopefully you are fine at all. First, let me introduce myself. I am Riska Aisya, a first semester student of Islamic Psychology at the University of Muhammadiyah, Ponorogo. By the way, do you know what the toxic masculinity is? Maybe there are still many who don't know what toxic masculinity is. Okay. Toxic masculinity is a narrow understanding of gender roles and the nature of man, which requires men to have traits related to violence, sexually aggressive, and should not show emotion. Where a collection of traits that are considered masculine refers to domination, violence, and humiliation against women and other people, to homophobia. Beliefs like this can certainly burden every boy. Even cultural constructions like this can affect a child's mental health. Behavioral characteristics and the concept of toxic masculinity in general are: first, men are considered weak if they show their emotions, such as complaining, confusing, crying, and etc. And then, glorify actions that pose a risk to oneself and others, such as smoking, drinking alcohol, driving at high speeds, taking illegal drugs, and etc. Then, considering that cooking, taking care of children, cleaning the house, and so on are women's duties. Then, making fun of men who look neat, wear makeup, take care of themselves, and etc. Then, standardized with color choices are considered appropriate for men and women. Then, often use violence to demonstrate dominance over others. Next, have sexual aggressiveness towards partner and other people. Toxic masculinity is destructive, harmful to a man and his environment because it threatens male nature in its growth. Other men who are considered not to meet this definition will feel that they will only be accepted in society and their environment if they behave with the concept of toxic masculinity. The most common things is that men are taught not to show emotion such as sadness and crying because they are labeled as feminine characteristic and can only be done by women. All these burdens will only accumulate over time and are harmful to the mental health of the man and prone to depression. Plus, seeking help from psychologists and psychiatrists is still a stigma in society. Another impact of toxic masculinity is in women, where men who adhere to this understanding feel superior or better than women. This often leads to abuse, rape, and violence in relationships against spouse, wife, or children. Like peeling up small things that gradually get bigger, called the snowball effect. This toxic masculinity behavior can lead to other things such as bullying, toxic friendship, psychological trauma, to suicide for both the perpetrator and the victim. Therefore, this understanding of toxic masculinity needs to be prevented from an early age, especially in boys. Third, First, teaching that there is nothing wrong with men showing their emotion, crying, expressing feelings. Then, avoid stereotypical words like "you talk like a girl" or "don't walk like a girl." And then, teach the concept of sexual intercourse according to the child's age, such as respecting the boundaries or privacy of each person, and everyone's body belongs to that person. And the next, selecting entertainment media in films and books consumed by children. If you find an element of toxic masculinity in the media, the child must be informed too that they can begin to distinguish what is allowed to be imitated and what is not. We as adults must break the societal stigma about a man's masculinity so as not to fall into toxic masculinity. Especially, we as psychology students must be more aware of the mental effects of toxic masculinity. Okay? Maybe there's some about the toxic masculinity. So thank you for the attention, for hearing my opinion. Okay, thank you and see you next time. Okay, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.